I stood in the corner of the banquet hall, half hidden in the shadows, watching my sister bask in the glow of applause. Her white coat draped over her shoulders, champagne in hand, $1,000 smile plastered across her face. She looked at me, her lips curled, not in gratitude, not in love, but in dismissal. "Your job is done," she whispered when no one else was listening. "You shouldn't even be here." And then Mom, sitting at the center table, leaned toward me with a glass of wine. "You don't know your place," she said, laughing like it was the best joke in the world. My photos weren't on the slideshow, my name wasn't in the thank you speech, and not one person in that room knew that every year for the last 8 years, I had been paying $9,000 so my sister could sit in those classrooms. I just smiled. I walked out before dessert. They thought they'd humiliated me, but I had been waiting for that moment. And when they came home, their smiles vanished. When Dad left, bills piled higher than the roof. My sister wanted to be a doctor. Mom said it was impossible. I made it possible. I took 2 jobs, delayed my own degree, and every year wired $9,000 into her tuition account. "You're the backbone of this family," Mom would say. "When she makes it, she'll lift us all." I believed them. I believed her. But belief turns to poison when you realize it was never about family. It was about using me until I broke. I first noticed it when my sister stopped answering my calls. Then she introduced me at gatherings as the one who helps out sometimes. The erasure was gradual, deliberate. But the final cut was that graduation party. She didn't just fail to acknowledge me, she erased me entirely. I was no longer family. I was a tool, disposable. And I knew then they had mistaken my silence for weakness. I went home that night, sat at my desk, and opened the folder I'd been keeping for years. Every bank transfer, every receipt, every email with the bursar's office, every signed document where Mom begged me to cover just one more semester. I wasn't bitter, I was calm. Revenge is not fire. Fire burns fast. Revenge is water. It erodes slowly, patiently, until the foundation cracks. First, I visited the lawyer, a quiet man with a sharper mind than anyone my family had ever met. He explained what I already suspected. Those payments weren't gifts, they were loans, documented, traceable, and forcible. I smiled. "So I can collect?" "Not just collect," he said, "you can own them." We drafted contracts retroactively, stamped with dates, supported by records. My sister's medical degree had been built brick by brick with my money. She owed me $72,000 plus interest. Mom had co-signed on 3 of those loans. I could have forgiven it, but forgiveness is for the undeserving. Step 2 was social. At her party, my sister's colleagues toasted her brilliance. They didn't know she lived off her brother's back. So I let the truth breathe. An anonymous email sent to her hospital board, complete with financial records. Not slander, facts. Facts sting deeper than lies. Step 3 was timing. The night they came back from the party, tipsy on champagne, faces bright with triumph, I was waiting in the living room. A single folder sat on the table. Mom's laughter died first. She opened the folder and saw the contracts, the signatures, the wire receipts. My sister's face drained when she read the legal notice at the bottom, a demand for repayment, backed by a court date already filed. "You can't do this," she whispered. I already did. My voice didn't rise. Calm cuts deeper. Everything you built, every exam, every lab coat, every certificate, it was bought with my money, and now it's mine to collect. "You said it was for family," Mom hissed. I leaned back, folding my hands. "And you said family takes care of each other." Tonight proved that was a lie. So let's treat this as business, strictly business. My sister's hand shook as she turned the page. The interest alone was enough to swallow half her first year's salary. If she defaulted, the hospital board would know she was drowning in debt before her career even began. Her lips trembled. "Please don't ruin me." "Ruin you?" I tilted my head. "No, I'm simply reminding you whose shoulders you've been standing on. You wanted me invisible. Fine, but invisible hands can still pull strings." They begged, they cried, but I didn't raise my voice. I just gathered my papers, slid them back into the folder, and stood. "You wanted me gone," I said, stepping toward the door. "Consider your wish granted. But remember, every step you take, every paycheck you earn, every title you claim, you'll feel me beneath it, because none of it exists without me." I left them sitting in silence, the air heavy with their new reality. Walking out that night, I felt no anger, no sadness, only clarity. They thought my place was beneath them.